Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a video that I love. We're going to rank every single foundation that I bought in 2023. You guys know I am obsessed with foundations. I love trying new formulas. So today I've got everything that I've tried this year and I'm going to talk you through what I like, what I don't like, whether I'd repurchase them. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okie dokie. Number... How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Number 14, I do not like this stuff. This is the Huda Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I expected this was going to be really fresh looking, but in fact it's just shimmery. It's just really weird and I just don't like it at all. This shade is also way too dark for me, but it's almost, it looks like it could be nice until you start spreading it out and then you see this actual literal lumps of glitter shimmer in here. It's almost like a high coverage Hollywood Flawless filter, which would be okay, but I didn't buy it for that reason. And in terms of being a standalone base foundation, absolute no from me. I do not like this one at all. Number 13, I'm really sad to put this one here, but it's so damn expensive and I just don't like it. It's the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I was really excited to try this one. I'd seen some great reviews. I haven't actually got it. I think I must have left it at home because I'm at Sam's now. I thought I was going to love it and I just don't. I think it looks dry. I think it looks cakey. There's no glow to it in my opinion. It just really does not work with my skin. It might work for you if you're slightly more oily, slightly more kind of normal skinned, but on my skin it just didn't work at all. Right, next up we've got Be Perfect Chroma Cover Matte. This comes in at number 12. I did do a video where I compared the luminous to the matte. I just find this one, although it doesn't look that bad upon first application, just tends to sink into like my smile lines, around my nose. It's just too dry for me. It doesn't work for my kind of skin. So that one comes in at number 12, I think. I feel like I'm going to get to number 1 and be like, this isn't number 1. This should be number 2, but I've gone too far. Right, okay. Number 11, Fine Skin Tint. I don't love this. I don't hate it. It's okay. It's very, very sheer. Like I said, I don't love it. I don't hate it. There's not really a lot to say about it. I've just got face and body kind of type foundations that I like more. It's almost like completely transparent unless you've got incredible skin or you're not bothered about your natural skin showing through, which I'm not normally. But to me, this just feels like it's something that I don't need to apply because my skin doesn't really look that different. Kind of just makes it look a bit like wet almost, which is fine, but then like it will move around and it transfers onto stuff, and when you can't even tell you're wearing it, I'm like, why am I letting this transfer everywhere? So it's okay if you like this kind of thing. If you like setting your whole face with powder, you'll probably get on with it, but for the way I like to do my foundation, it just didn't really work. Definitely didn't mean to throw it though. Okay, next up, Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Foundation. We're getting into the ones that I do like now. This I'm actually wearing today. I used it in my yesterday's video, so day 7, with the Hey Reindeer palette. And if you watch that video, you'll know probably why I don't like this one. This is way too light for me. I've got like 5 ton of bronzer on right now to even it out. It's great coverage. I really like the like squeezy bit of the packaging. I think it's a really great idea. The only thing is, because it is so light, it does settle and it does look really dry by the end of the day. And part of me is like, I don't know whether that's the foundation or whether it's because I've got a shade that's way too light. So I don't want to buy a darker shade. So I think this one probably is going to be resigned to sort of mixing with other things to lighten them up. Which I'm sad about because I was really excited to try this one. Although I do still want to try the skin tint because I've heard really great things about that. But for that one, it's sitting sort of comfortably at whatever number we're at right now. Okay, next up, is one I really do like. It's just not my kind of thing. So it's the Makeup Forever HD Powder Foundation. I think this looks beautiful on my dry skin. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't look powdery. It's really lovely. It's just not the kind of product that I reach for very often. That's why it's come sort of further down the rankings. That being said, it does look really beautiful on the skin. Really good coverage. It's just not something I use very often. I like to use it with a big kind of fluffy brush. I did try it with a powder puff, which I didn't love. It's okay. It's definitely something I'm happy to have in my collection, but probably not something once it's done that I'll buy again because I don't use it enough. Right, okay, we're moving on now to the products I do really like. This one is the MAC Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen. I think this is a great idea. I think it looks really nice. Again, it's a little bit deep for me, but I do find, so basically you have to like click it. Oh, I can't really remember how you do it. On, and then you click it out and you press it with the little button and a little bit comes out. This one is, again, very light, but this one does oxidise a little bit. It's NW13. It does oxidise a little bit. This is a really nice medium coverage kind of throw on everyday foundation. Not the most amazing foundation I've tried, but it's nice. I do still prefer Studio Fix over this one. But I do think the whole like pen kind of applicator isn't actually as gimmicky as it seems, and is a really great idea because you can control exactly how much you have. I probably would purchase this one in a darker shade for the summer because I feel like it would be really beautiful in the summertime, because it's so easy and so quick. It's one I also tend to reach for when I'm in a brush because it's just quick and I like it. Right, next up, Laura Mercier Real put my teeth back in. Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I like this one. It isn't anything to write home about, a little bit dry looking by the end of the day. It is kind of like a satiny, sort of bordering on matte kind of finish. Not my most favourite foundation of this finish, but it looks really nice. It's good high coverage. As long as I make sure I kind of set in spray. And with this one, I tend to like do a spritz of setting spray throughout the day at some point. Which, to be fair, with dry skin, I do that a lot. But this one's really nice. I think the packaging is really beautiful. If you have normal to oily skin, I think you're going to absolutely love this one. If you're dry, make sure your skin is prepped properly and you've got setting spray to hand. But otherwise, I do think you'll like this one as well. I do like it. Just takes a little bit more work. Coming just above that, Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser Light Revealer. This is what I expected this to be. So this is glowy, it's dewy, there's no sparkle in it. It just looks really lovely. It sits really nicely on the skin, very, very comfortable. You can apply it with your fingers, with a brush, with a sponge, doesn't matter, looks great every single way. I really like this one, but to me, it is just a skin tint. I've got one that I do prefer over it, which I'm going to mention next. But I feel like skin tints, for me, wouldn't come any higher than sort of around this bar. The other skin tint I wanted to mention is Dior Backstage Face and Body. This one is a little more coverage than the Laura Mercier, but it is still that kind of light medium coverage. This just looks beautiful. Honestly, I would wear this one every day. It is without doubt my favourite skin tint I've bought this year. But there's just a couple of foundations that kind of picked it to the post. Like I said, I feel like I wouldn't put a skin tint much higher up than this. It is expensive, which to be fair is probably why it's made its way sort of down here for a skin tint, but it is really worth it. And I do believe this bottle, it's a 50ml bottle, so actually you're getting almost double what you get in a normal foundation, even though it's like tiny and compact. Anybody who wants low coverage when I do their makeup, this is what I would use on them. Great, we've got 4 more to go. This one is the Be Perfect Chroma Cover. As I said, compared this to the matte one, and I did actually do a video, which I'll link below. I love this one. It's beautiful, it's glowy, it's kind of medium to high coverage, but you still look dewy. If you don't like something that looks like it's wet on your face, this is not for you. But I think this one's really beautiful. I've worn it a lot. It's great for kind of event makeup. It sets really beautifully if I do want to set my whole face, which I don't very often do. But when I do, this tends to be the one I reach for. It's a great price. It's like £20. You can always get it on offer on either TikTok Shop or the Be Perfect website. I really, really love this one. Right, top 3, which is super exciting. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow Tint. I saw Not Fit for Print Beauty mention this one, and when Sephora came to the UK, this is one of the first products I put into my basket. This stuff is gorgeous. The only reason it's a little bit further down, this is 12N neutral, and it is a bit dark and a bit orange for me, kind of at this time of year. This is healthy, it's hydrating, it's glowy, it's dewy, it makes your skin look plump, it lasts all day. It is gorgeous. If you are kind of in the range for medium coverage foundation, this is the one I suggest you give a go. It's really beautiful. Just wish the shades went a little lighter, and I do believe the darker shades are a bit shade as well. But I really like it, so if you can find a shade that fits you, give it a go. Yeah, especially if you've got dry skin. If you are oily, you might struggle with this one, but I feel like normal skins would like it too. Right, okay, top 2 was a bit of a battle this year. I talked about both of these in my top 3 in every category in 2023, Face and Brows edition. Coming in second place is NARS Sheer Glow. This is a repurchase. This is one that I perhaps bought first time when I was maybe, how want to say was 16, because I wore it for prom. But I might have been 15. And I used the whole bottle up and I didn't buy it again. And this year I was just like, do you know what? I'm going to buy that again. I do remember really liking it. I'm putting this up with the other 2 NARS foundations, so the Light Reflecting and the... why can I never remember the name of the other one? Natural Radiant Longwear. This just blows it out the water for me. Sheer Glow is the worst name in the world. It's not sheer, it's medium to high coverage. It's not particularly glowy, it's more like a satin finish, but this just looks like skin. This is the foundation I reach for if I'm having a bad skin day, if I'm struggling, if my skin's really dry or kind of cracky, if I've got like a breakout that's really dry like the one on my chin currently. This is the one I reach for. I wouldn't reach for anything else. However, unfortunately, it was pipped to top spot by this one. Gucci Eternité de Beauté. Again, another one I saw Not Fit for Print Beauty use. Basically, if she likes foundation, I'm probably going to like it too. Because we seem to have very similar tastes. This is friggin' expensive. Really expensive. I think it's like almost £60 a tube. The packaging is beautiful. It's like frosted glass. I love like the kind of creamy top with the rose gold accents. It's beautiful. But it's still bloody expensive. Part of me wanted to hate this because it is expensive, but part of me was glad because I didn't want to waste the like almost £60 on it if I couldn't stand the formula. But unfortunately, I do love it. This is one of my favourite matte foundations. It reminds me a lot actually of the Lancôme Teint Idol, which is the other foundation I mentioned in my top 3. So it's this one, the NARS, and then this one. It reminds me a lot of this, but it's slightly more satiny. It's not quite as matte as the Lancôme. It just sits so beautifully on the skin. It wears so beautifully. If I'm having a long day, if I'm going on a night out, any of those kind of things that you want your makeup to make sure it's lasting for, this is the one I reach for. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I could not set and spray it and it would still last. Don't get me wrong, I always set and spray. It's who I am. But this one is beautiful. If you haven't tried it, if you have the budget for it, which I know not everybody does, and there are great foundations that are far less than this one. But if you do have the budget for it, give it a go because I love it. And I really need to pick up the concealer to go alongside it. Because if it's anything like this one, I'll love that too. Also, surprisingly lightweight. Doesn't feel like you've got a lot on your skin, which, considering how much high coverage it gives you, is amazing. Luminous matte finish. I would say it's more a satin, but you know. So that is it from me today. Let me know in the comments what foundations you've tried this year. What foundations are your favourite in the whole entire world, because I love trying foundations. And the spending month's almost over, so I'm gonna try some new stuff. And it's probably going to be foundations. I do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you do not miss another Vlogmas video, hit that bell icon and YouTube will notify you. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas day 8. Are we on day 8? No, today's day 8. Day 9. Bye, guys.